We are with Global Green. How are you guys doing?
Good on you.
I want to make sure I get you framed up nicely. And what we really want to know is for you to tell us the whole story about your dress and the competition and everything.
Well, I started a school called Muse Elementary. It's in Topanga Canyon. It's a nonprofit school, and 50% of our children are on financial aid. And then we also have a global program, and we have a school in Mesot, Thailand, that we support 100%, and it's full of Burmese children that have come over the border to escape genocide. So we really do have to do a lot of fundraising, and one of the ideas came up was to create a dress contest. And it's called Red Carpet Green Dress, and the main criteria is to create Oscar-worthy gowns made out of sustainable fabrics. And the winner is Jillian Grant, who's right here next to me. And all of the proceeds from Red Carpet Green Dress go to Muse Elementary.
So what was so special about your design, you think?
Well, I think that's probably a good question to ask Susie. I just hope she liked it, and that's probably why she picked it. But that's probably a better question to ask her, what she thought was special about it.
So what do you think was special about it?
You know, we really had entries from all over the world. We had them coming in from South America and from Australia and from Italy and from the United States, obviously. Just really all over the place. And they were put out in front of me, and I did not know the gender, I didn't know anybody's age, I didn't know if they were a student or not, and I didn't know their nationality, so I just sifted through them, and the one that came to the top was Jillian's.
And so what went into making that dress?
A lot of research. I had no idea that it was so difficult to create a red carpet worthy gown that was sustainable. There's virtually no fabrics that are sustainable fabrics that are red carpet worthy, so it was quite a challenge.
Right. And so it is Oscar week, and we wanted to maybe ask you, everybody wants to know why were there environmental messages weaved into your movie?
Well, that's been on my mind since I was a teenager, really. You know, if you think the environmental movement started with the big Santa Barbara oil spill in 1970, I think it was, and that was on the cover of Time magazine, and it just was on my mind while I was in my last couple of years of high school. I wrote a play at the time called Extinction Syndrome about how we were destroying our planet, and you know, it's been in my mind to do a film with these themes for a long time, and I finally got the opportunity. I took a hiatus between Titanic and the start of Avatar for about 8 years doing documentary films. When I started Avatar in 2005, I wanted to do a film that actually could mean something. I wanted it to be entertainment, first and foremost, so that we reach the most number of people. But I wanted to weave into the film a message, or a number of messages. Really.
Right. And speaking of a number of messages, you also had a paraplegic for your main character. Tell us about what was behind that.
How strange is it that the media, yourself being probably the one notable exception, hasn't picked up on the fact that the biggest action movie of the year has a disabled, differently abled guy in a wheelchair as the main character? That's pretty bizarre.
Yeah.
I mean, I always thought that was going to be a big topic of discussion.
Right.
You know, certainly the disabled community has noticed it, and I've heard a lot of anecdotes of people who were very touched and moved and empowered by that amongst the disabled community. So I'm happy about that.
So why the paraplegic? Why did you pick that?
I guess I was just making my little anti-war statement about how war, shatters people's lives and kind of truncates their potential. Of course, the disabled would say, our potential's not truncated. We can do all these things. And the breakthrough for me in writing Jake Sully, Sam Worthington's character, was the realization that his personality hasn't changed. He's still a warrior. He's still a guy who will succeed.
Yeah, they're still unbeaten, right?
I
know. I hear you.
All right.
And then there was the struggle of getting the studio to accept the fact that I was in fact making a film with a strong environmental theme and that had these kind of spiritual, what they called, kind of new age tree hugger stuff, in it. And I said, I'm doing it.
Right.
If you don't want that, then let's not make this movie together.
And speaking of tree hugging, did you know that there's a National Tree Hugging Day coming up on March the 20th in Santa Monica? You got to be at that.
I'll have to go hug a tree. The interesting thing about making Avatar and spending so much time designing kind of the ultimate tree that is almost, the people in the story, it's been their home for 10,000 years. This had to be the coolest tree in history. I look at trees very differently now than I have, really for my whole life. I really see them as these kind of miraculous things.
And as a couple, why do you guys support Global Green?
The way we live, and it's really important. Our initiatives are amazing. Building green schools, we have to focus focus on our children, because it's our children that are going to inherit the earth, and they're the ones that are going to become stewards, and they're the ones that need to be educated to take care of.
All of their initiatives are things that we all collectively as a society need to be thinking about and embracing. And we need to take responsibility as individuals and as a nation and as a world, as a species, really. And, we're not. I mean, we are. We collectively are not, and we have to. And anyone that has children or has a conscience about the world that we're going to leave to future generations has got to change their thinking as a result. It will change if they take responsibility for that. Really, on a deep level, it's going to change everything: the way they act, the way they vote, the way they think, the way they buy. And that's nothing less is going to work. We all are going to have to change the way we've been, people my age, the way we've been brought up to think. We have to reprogram ourselves.
There needs to be a major shift in consciousness around our relationship and our commitment to the community.
And Hollywood is doing its part to do that.
Well, Hollywood is very good at causes, and I think there are a few people within the Hollywood landscape that are very good at communicating and actually do have a sense of mission. That it's not a momentary thing for them. It's something that they dedicate their lives to, and I respect that.
All right, well, we got to wrap it up. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we're going to look forward to see the dress.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. You guys have a great night.
Before we continue, one of the co-chairs of Global Green, Sebastian Copeland,